Australia is expected to join US President Joe Biden's global pledge to drastically reduce methane emissions over the next decade, but there are concerns on whether the decision will negatively impact farmers. So joining us live now is the Chief Executive of the National Farmers Federation, Tony Mahar. Tony, thanks for your time this morning. So first of all, from a government approach, do you think the government should sign up to Biden's pledge to cut emissions by 30% if there is a carve-out for farmers?
Morning, Pete. Look, we're confident from an agriculture perspective that we're heading in the right direction. We've been talking to government very closely on commitments around a methane pledge, and we recall that the methane pledge is an aspirational target to reduce methane. Obviously, agriculture sector is one of the larger emitters from a methane perspective, but from a farming sector, all we want to do is continue to produce the magnificent food and fibre that farmers right across this country produce. So talking to government, and they've been assuring us that any commitment around this aspirational methane pledge won't restrict farmers from doing what they do best, and that's, raising livestock and producing crops.
So you take them at their word, Tony?
Look, Pete, we've been, as I say, closely talking with them, consulting with them. We've put options to them. We think that by investing in innovation and technology, farmers can continue to reduce emissions, be more sustainable. They've always done that. They're always adapting to new technology, taking up technology where it's at. So if we invest in, some of the technology, some of the feed additives and supplements that can be provided to animals, then we're confident that not only we can continue to produce, as I say, the great quality food and fibre for Australians and international consumers, but we can be sustainable.
Right. Sounds like you're not too worried about it, Tony. Am I right?
Well, Pete, we are talking closely with government. We don't want measures that will restrict farming, and rural and regional communities will suffer if that's the case. Okay. So we've been given assurances by Minister Bowen, and we're holding them to their word. And because, agriculture is a great industry in rural and regional communities. They really depend on agriculture. So the last thing we want is for agriculture to be restricted. And that's why, again, we're talking with government that committed to helping us do more with technology, with investment, and we can transition to renewable energy, all of these sorts of technologies.
So when the opposition, it was quite forceful yesterday. Keith Pitt on this program called it a T-bone tax. Others have called it a tax on cows. David Littleproud said the barbecue's under threat. Is that a stretch?
Well, it's not. It's certainly something that we wouldn't support. Is any tax on meat or livestock products? And as I say, the commitments that the government have given the agriculture sector don't indicate that that's going to be the case. But that's the last thing we want. We don't want the extra costs of living put up, and we don't want agriculture sector to be inhibited. We want to be able to continue to grow, and the trajectory is going in the right direction, Pete. Agriculture is doing a good job. There are other sectors that it's harder to reduce methane emissions. Agriculture is on the job and going in the right direction.
Okay, Tony, really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon.